Tucker Carlson is out at Fox News. I heard this stunning news less than 45 minutes ago on the Clay Travis and Buck Sexton radio show. They are completely stunned. I'm devastated because Tucker is such an important voice for the conservative media. Whether this has to do with the Dominion voting machines payout and what he said during that time, I'm not sure. Clay and Buck don't know yet as I do this recording for you. But Tucker is easily the highest rated news personality, opinion host, sometimes averaging over 6 million viewers a night. Like Jimmy Buffett is not a singer, he's more of a religion to his fans. It's the same for Tucker Carlson, for conservative people that appreciate his dynamic delivery and his wonderful guest. He only gives the guest on the regular show 3-4 minutes to say their piece. So it moves along very rapidly, and it's always stimulating, informative, fascinating, and comforting. If Roger Ailes had still been the boss at Fox News, I know he would have had the balls to keep on going, to keep on fighting. Again, we don't know right now as I do this recording. I may do an update later, what is involved. Tucker will be fine. He's worth almost $500 million, and I suspect there's a payout involved in his departure, maybe paying out most of his contract. I don't know. They just began a new season of Tucker Carlson Originals, which airs on Fox Nation. So what happens to those shows right now? He did a preview of them, and it looks like there was going to be some very important, fantastic shows. Tucker comes through. He delivers. He wiped out Anderson Cooper and the dummy over on MSNBC, Chris Hayes. Wiped them out. Not even close. And Fox News is supposedly worth over $16 billion. Twice of what CNN is worth and way more than MSNBC, which is a joke. MSDNC, as Sean Hannity likes to say. Will he be next? I don't know. It would seem to me back in that time, Sean would have talked more about the Dominion issue. And you always have to be careful. No matter who you are, you have to be careful and make sure you let people know that you're not stating facts that you know to be true, but you're speaking of possibilities. And you're asking for people to come on. Now, what they say can get you in trouble, too. And you have to be careful. And they know that Fox News has deep pockets. I always said, well, I don't have much to give. You can't touch my Social Security. You can't touch my pension. Somebody already did touch my pension related to me. But not owning a house and not having really very much, I guess, can work for you sometimes. Now, Tucker will land well. As I said in the past, he's worth about $500 million, but it's so important when you have that, I don't want to say network because it's a cable channel, but it felt like a network with ratings that often dominated not just other cable news services, but entertainment programs as well. I remember being up at a motel in Maine last summer, and it was a warm night, and people had their doors open. They didn't have their AC on. They had their doors open. I was walking around at 8 o'clock at night, and I kept seeing Tucker in every room, The impact of this man, the talent of this man, it wasn't always so. When he was on CNN and MSNBC with his bow tie, it wasn't taken that seriously. But something happened when he took over for Bill O'Reilly, and it is a very important voice for the conservative family, which is well over 75 million people. And we can't lose that. We can't lose that. Heck, if I were Chris Lick at CNN, I'd be on the phone with Tucker Carlson saying, look, Tucker, you can come over here, same time, 8 o'clock at night. You can bring as much as your team as they will allow you to bring. I will make sure nobody screws with you in any way, shape, or form. You do exactly the same show you're doing now. If that's what you want to do, it's whatever you want to do. Bring your 6 million viewers with you. And if anybody starts busting on you on either side of you or whatever, I'll tell them to stop and I'll fire them if they don't. The only thing that made it a little less painful on this Monday as I record this is that Don Lemon has been fired. On the very same day, Don Lemon has been fired at CNN. He is no longer with the network, and he released a very, well, you think someone from management would have called me personally, you don't deserve it. You were warned over and over again. Do not be disrespectful to your co-anchors, to your producers. Do not be disrespectful when they bring on a very fine man, much finer than you, Don Lemon, like Vivek Ramaswamy, to talk about the issues. He's running for president of the United States. He's probably not going to get it, but he is a brilliant, kind, learned man. There was a time when Don Lemon was not like he is now. Before Donald Trump, he was different. He had a certain objectivity. He could be fair. I remember him one time getting on the air and tearing the rap crowd a new one, saying how it's not helpful. It's not helpful when you present rap lyrics that are filled with violence and derogatory terms against women, calling them bees and hoes and everything else. It's not helpful. It's not helpful. And pull your pants up. Pull your pants up. That was the Don Lemon then. But Donald Trump has caused so many in the news media to totally abandon their journalistic objectivity. The things that they would have learned the first year in journalism school, they totally abandoned to go after Donald Trump with all their might. Oh, he called us fake news. We'll make him pay. We'll make him pay. Someone said that comedy with an agenda is no longer comedy, and that's why Saturday Night Live sucks, because there's plenty of material that they could use against Biden and Harris, for example. Hunter Biden, and but no, Lauren Michaels, no, he doesn't do that, does he? No, he only goes after Trump. He only goes after conservatives. So nobody watches Saturday Night Live anymore, because the people that you think would find it appealing, they're doing other things. They're on their Xbox. They don't want to see this show that's been on for decades and decades, So CNN lost 60% of their viewers, even when they were busting on Donald Trump, even when they were blowing up the Dominion voting scandal story. Nobody was watching. Nobody was watching. As Bill O'Reilly covered, people don't care. People don't care. I think they probably should have taken it to court, Fox News, because I don't know all the details because it hasn't been talked about. I can't remember everything they said about Dominion and Smartmatic voting machines back then. I know Hannity hit it pretty hard, but you have to be careful the way you say it. You have to be careful the way you say it. So is Tucker going to do what Glenn Beck did and have his own, streaming service and what have you? He certainly can, but I would hope that it's a different choice. And of course, his choices, even though he has a tremendous audience, are limited because he makes a lot of money. He's going to require a lot of money. And they are going to be worried about all their other viewers. But when they take a look at their ratings and they really think about it, Chris Lick said he wanted to have more conservative voices. Then 3 times in a row, Don embarrassed him on the air. He was warned each time. He's saying women are past their prime at 40. Oh, well, look it up. It's on Google and all that. And that, I could tell that Poppy Harlow was ready to walk off the set, as was Collins there, the other one. Who watches that morning show anyway? I don't know who you could put on there that would get a rating. But he had Vivek on, and he was rude and nasty. He wouldn't let Poppy talk. He yelled at the producer, and you wonder, idiot, why you're fired. You wonder why you're fired. You've become repugnant. I don't even think MSNBC is going to want you. Maybe, but. The news of Tucker Carlson, and it's just breaking, is devastating to me because he's such an important voice. When we're losing our country, when in 2 years our country has gone down into the crapper, every way you can think about, from embarrassing the military in Afghanistan, killing the economy, rising food prices, bringing us to the verge of World War III. As Candace Owens so brilliantly says, when cities are burning around America, you don't throw billions into the Ukraine, which is already a bombed out shell and is likely to stay that way. Putin will not back down. Putin will not back down. And when that nuclear missile is fired, when Putin makes the worst decision, all the generals, the war hawks like Nikki Haley, what are they going to say then? I don't even know if Nikki Haley has her own bunker like Biden has to go to avoid the radiation. I don't know. But I do know that Tucker Carlson is a cut above, an incredible talent. $35 million a year from Fox, higher than anyone else. Greg Gutfeld at $24 million is the next closest person. So we gotta wait. We gotta see what happens with the great Tucker Carlson, a true original himself, a true talent. God help this country. I mean, we can't take 2 more years of nosediving towards the water. We're going to hit the water at some point. We're going to hit the water. And more and more, it seems like we're headed towards the possibility of another civil war in America. We have people that are destroying violently, kids that are violently destroying everything that's good and pure about America. We've never been a perfect country, but we see our cities being overtaken by looting, by violence, by murder. It has to stop. We have to stop this happening. And you do it at the voting booth. You do it at the voting booth for one. We can't keep voting in stupid, evil, woke people. Bill Maher would agree with that. He would absolutely agree with that. My name is Jack Allen Willard. Pray for the United States of America. It's in serious trouble.